Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know, my name is Cederick Campbell, and today we'll be doing a Q&A. I know most of my content is like fashion related content, but for some odd reason people enjoy hearing me talk about stuff, so let's talk about some stuff. I had everyone ask me a few questions on Instagram, and just so y'all know, because like, you know, some people, they be on Instagram asking themselves questions. Like, people actually asked me questions. Like, I didn't ask myself any questions, just so no one gets any hot ideas. But yeah, a lot of people ask me a lot of questions. I'm not going to answer them all, but I'm going to answer a few. So let's get into these questions. Okay, so someone asked me, how do you preserve your pieces? That's the thing, I kind of don't. I definitely think everything is meant to be worn. If you buy a shoe, you're supposed to wear them. If you buy a bag, it's meant to be worn. So like, I do think that things are supposed to be worn, but I do take care of my things. So like, if my shoes get dirty, I'm going to clean them. If my bag is looking a little dull, you know, I'll put some leather polish on it. Like, there's just certain things, small things that you can do to kind of preserve your items. But honestly, I don't consider that I don't consider that preserving my items. I consider that taking care of it and making sure that, you know, I always look nice and look well kept at all times. So yeah, just take care of them, whatever they need, just adhere to what they need. So that's how I preserve my items. Someone asked, do you sell your old items or give them away? So I do a little bit of both. If it's an item that is very gently used, and I can make most of my money back on it, I will sell it. But in most cases, I am just giving it away to family members. I'll bag up bags of clothes and then like have my friends come over and like they'll look through everything. So just kind of depending on what it is that I no longer want, will decide whether or not I sell or give them away. But in most cases, I do give them away because I know that like luxury items or even just clothes period, good quality clothes aren't accessible to everyone. And so knowing that I have the luxury of purchasing clothes myself, I'd much rather make life easier for someone else by just giving them my clothes. So I do give away most of my clothes, but I do sell them sometimes. Also, I don't know how long everyone has been following me on Instagram, but like sometimes I'll literally sell some stuff for like dirt cheap. Like, I remember selling some Alexander Wang like sweatshirts for like $50 on my Instagram, because again, I want items that most people may not have access to. I want to give them access to it. So like, just give me $50. Here, you can have this sweatshirt, or give me $100 and you can have these sneakers. Like, they're gently used. I don't want them anymore. Hopefully it makes your day now that you have them. So, both. Someone asked me, how's life since I've gotten out of school? I actually got a lot of questions about life post-grad. So I'm going to be very frank and very honest with everyone. It's honestly a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster of emotions. Yeah, it's a roller coaster. So like, one thing that has been heavily like on my mind, or that I'm getting into practice of, is having a routine or like a regimen. Like waking up at a certain time, going to the gym at a certain time, working at certain times. Like, that is such a challenge for me, because I'm not really required to, like, you know, like when you're in school, you have a set schedule that you have to follow every day. And although I do have a job, I don't have that set schedule every day. So trying to get myself into the routine of having a set schedule every day has been tough, you know. I try to at least wake up at 6:30. Some days I wake up at 7. Some days I wake up at 6:30. Some days I wake up at 9. That is terrible. But that's the reality of it. It's like, it's not easy. And then like, now that you have a lot more time to yourself, sometimes it feels like you're not doing anything. When the reality is, it's not that you're not doing anything, you just have a lot more time on your hands, right? And so that is a mental struggle as well. And then like also with being out of school, you have a lot more time with yourself, right? So like a lot of self-discovery, you're learning things about yourself, you're learning what's working for you and what's not working for you. Like for example, I came to the realization I can't do the gym in the morning. I used to do the gym in the morning earlier this year when I was in school, but that was because that was the only time that I could go to the gym. Now that I have more time, I don't feel like waking up in the morning and having to get straight to the gym. I like really, really, really quiet, slow mornings. That's why I want to wake up early so I can have enough time to, you know, get my self-care in and pray and meditate and ease into my day before I go to work. I work from home, but, you know, I know that I need that time, so I can't go to the gym in the morning. I have to go in the evenings. That's one thing that I've discovered that works for me. Also, like I said, learning things about yourself. Another self-discovery that I've had is that I don't believe that I'm deserving of good things. Like in my mental, like in my brain, in my head, like I am under the impression that I don't deserve to be at X point or Y point. And I have a lot of imposter syndrome going on. But now that I have more time to myself, it has allowed me to find out things like that about myself. So all of that said, life post-grad is a roller coaster, an emotional roller coaster. You just really have to work through it. I was blessed enough to have a job when I got out of school because I've been working at the same place since I was fresh out of high school. I interned with them in high school, and then once I graduated, they hired me in. So I was blessed to have a job. So even that could be another mental thing. Like the struggle of finding a job can be hard. So like, to all those who are on their way to graduation, before you even graduate, start developing a regimen. Start imagining what your life will be like when you're out of college. Do everything you can just to make it a little easier for yourself, because it's not going to be easy. So yeah, that's what life is like post-graduation. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to turn on the fan. I get hot very easily, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 lights right here. I'm hot. I gotta turn on the fan. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if that's messing with the audio, but I'm burning up. Like, I'm hot. Someone asked me for tips on being fashionable every time you step out the house. The first thing that popped in my head when I read that question was to shop in sets. I know, like y'all speak down on everybody who shop in sets, but I'm letting you know right now, that makes your whole life a lot easier. And I say this in every YouTube video that I make, but shopping in sets will make your whole life easier. Instead of having to sit there and figure out what you're gonna wear, the whole outfit is there. All you're tasked with is the challenge to accessorize. So now you have to find shoes, maybe a bag, maybe you can, you know, throw on a blazer or something. Big deal, but that makes your life a whole lot easier, and that makes dressing a whole lot easier as well. Also, another tip for always being fashionable. When you're in doubt, white top and blue jeans it out. You can literally never go wrong with the white top and blue jeans. Again, you're just tasked with having to accessorize. So finding a nice shoe, maybe you can layer it with like a jacket or like a coat, maybe a blazer, add some nice jewelry, you know, maybe a hat and some glasses. But like when you're in doubt, just white top and blue jeans it out. So I don't care what the internet says. If you struggle with putting outfits together and not being so fashionable all the time, start shopping in sets. And then again, when in doubt, white top and blue jeans it out. Someone asked, what is my favorite purchase of all time? And I'm currently looking around to see what it is. I have some ideas. So the first contender for this spot would have to be my Dior oblique book tote. Only because, like, y'all don't know how long I wanted this bag. I wanted this bag the moment I saw Rihanna with it. And I was like, dang, like, I really want that bag. I don't know how I'm gonna get it. So this is definitely one of my favorite purchases of all time. It fits everything I needed to. And it's personalized. Like, I love my name. I didn't used to like my name. I thought it was an old man name. But now I love Cederick. So just having it on something so like iconic, in my opinion, is like the holy grail to me. So that's definitely one of them. My next favorite purchase of all time would have to be my Chanel mini classic flap. I love that bag so much. Only because first and foremost, it was, how do I want to describe it? It took me a while to finally press purchase on that bag, because like it is categorically a woman's bag, and most of the bags that I had before that were unisex. So like, I didn't want to be scrutinized for that. And then like, it was a little pricey. So I was just like very fearful. But when I finally did it, when I got the bag, like, I'm in love with that bag. I nearly wear that bag every day. And before that bag, it was the book tote. So I just love that bag so much. Definitely one of my favorite purchases, like, to date. Like, hands down. So those are my two favorite purchases, like, ever. Someone asked me, what do I do when I'm bored? I shop. I online shop. I get on my phone and I look at clothing items. I scroll on Instagram and Twitter and look, and I see what the girls are wearing. I see what people are wearing and see what I like, and I find them and I add it to my cart, and I keep a good leash on my cart. So that's what I do when I'm bored. I online shop. Someone asked me, what is my dream job? My dream job? Okay, I'm gonna tell you my real dream job, then I'm gonna tell you like my kind of outlandish, not really so outlandish dream job. So my real dream job, even though I kind of am doing it with Codex Rosella, the production company I work for, is to be a creative director, but like of like a really large company, like a Bottega or like an Off-White or like something like that. Like, I just really want to have the idea. I want to map out the idea. I want to design. I want to do color palettes and mood boards and sketches, 3D models, all of that stuff. And then I want to hand it off to somebody else to figure out how it's going to get made. But like, that's my dream job, is to literally design things and then direct others on how it needs to be executed. So I'm already doing it now, thanks to Codex Rosella and Rose. But I really want to be like large scale, notable creative director, artistic director, somewhere in that realm. My dream job is to get paid to be cute. Like, really, that's like an influencer. Influencers get paid to be cute. You get paid to make videos and all that other stuff and take pictures. You're literally getting paid to be cute. Granted, you're making content, but you're getting paid to be cute. So like, that's my other dream job as well. But I also don't dream of labor. Like, if it was up to me, I'll wake up and it's just money. I can go do whatever I want, and then there's just money. That's my dream. So yeah. Someone asked me, why did I go to architecture school? So, when I was in high school, I took part in the University of Michigan Architecture Prep Program, which is, well, at the time, I don't know if anything has changed since then, but at the time, it was a program for high school juniors in the Metro Detroit area, where we would go to a research studio, University of Michigan's research studio in downtown Detroit for half the day. We would spend that time doing architectural design, and then after that we would go to our regular scheduled classes. But during that time, and it was about 2016, 2017, this was when like Virgil Abloh was kind of he really got his start. Well, he started years before that, but he was really just popping around this time. And so my thing has always been fashion. My end goal has always been like I wanted to be like a high-end fashion designer in any realm. So when Virgil Abloh came out, he talked about how he went to architecture school and how that enhanced his eye for design. Because if you can design a building, you can nearly design anything. So just kind of following in Virgil Abloh's footsteps, I kind of saw how fashion and just design overall kind of intertwined. Because designing a building is kind of like designing clothes. Because like you're ultimately creating a space that people have to inhabit. And so from there, I was just like, well, if Virgil Abloh did it, then I can do it too. So I decided to go to architecture school to kind of enhance my eye for design. And now that I graduated, I can definitely say that it has done that, because not only can I design a building, I can do interior design, I can design clothes, I can do product design. Like I can do a lot of different things because of all the hats that I had to wear while I was in architecture school. I do graphic design right now. Like literally I can do so much because of what I learned in architecture school. And so I really just went to architecture school to broaden my horizons of design. Whereas if I went to school for like art or like fashion design, I would be solely focused on one field of design. And so yeah, it just kind of broadened my horizons for design. So I hope that answered your question, because I did go off on a tangent. But that's why I went to architecture school. So someone asked a question, well, it isn't really a question. Someone wants me to talk about dating dudes with money. Y'all, I have a few thoughts on this. A few thoughts that y'all aren't really gonna like. But I'm gonna say it anyway because someone has to be very honest with y'all. So it's just gonna have to be me today. So I'm going to begin the conversation of dating men with money. First of all, I'm just gonna flip it and say dating anyone with money, so that we're just inclusive here. But I have to pose a question. When y'all say y'all want to date someone with money, how much money are we talking? So like, you know, first and foremost, if you want something, you have to be very specific with God or whoever or whatever you believe in, but you have to be very specific. How much money are we talking? So I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. Y'all be like, I want a man with money. And then y'all get a man that makes 100K. I don't make 100K, nowhere near it. But that ain't no money for real. That ain't no money. So like, when y'all say I want to date someone with money, how much money are we talking? Right? So then secure that number for me real quick. Figure out that number. And once you do, then I have to pose another question. And so I was watching a interview with Cash Dog, and she said something that was kind of profound. She was like, you know, we're always looking for someone with money, but like, are you the person with money? And while like we can take that very literal and be like, you know, you gotta have money to attract someone with money, I am choosing to take it figuratively as well. Cause like, you want someone with money, but what about you gives I need someone with money, right? Your hair not done, your nails not done, you're not well kept, you're walking around in, I'm sorry y'all, my camera cut off in the middle of my rant. What I'm saying is, most people with money see their money, like when they give their money away, they see it as an investment. So like, if you're well kept and you're funding that at the time, they're gonna wanna, like, you know, help you upkeep. And so they'll cover, you know, those expenses that you need to keep yourself up. But half of y'all don't even keep yourselves up for someone to want to pay your expenses. So like, where is the money going toward, right? Is it going toward your vices? Is it going toward, like, what is it going toward? And like, so I'm saying, I said all that to say, if you want to pull a person with money, like, it has to give person with money. Like, I have reason to have someone with money. I hope that made sense, because my camera cut off and I'm a little frazzled like that. I also want to say one more thing, and then I'll be done with this topic and we'll move on to the next topic. Y'all are gonna hate me for this one, but it's true, and I'm gonna always give it to y'all real. I don't think everyone is meant to be with someone with money right now. Don't fight me, don't fight me, don't fight me. I know, like, a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but a lot of us are not meant to be with people with money right now. And I said that to say is because, honestly, I miss adolescent innocence. Because when we were younger and we were children, we would be like, hey, I like you, you like me, let's develop a relationship, let's be friends, or we can be boyfriend, girlfriend. But that's what we did when we were children. Now that we're older, we're like, how much money you got? Okay, what kind of job you got? Okay, what can you do for me? Like, we date people based on a lot of things that are extremely superficial, as opposed to developing a relationship with someone and then building with them from there. So when I say not everyone is meant to be with someone right now, I'm saying maybe some of us need to find someone that's within our tax bracket, actually get to know them, develop a fruitful relationship with them, build together, and then become the couple with money. Right? Follow me, follow me, follow me. So, like, yeah, I just don't think we're meant to be with someone with money right now. Maybe we just need to find someone and build with them. But a lot of y'all are not gonna like that, so I'm not gonna talk about that any further. We're just gonna go into the next topic. Someone asked me, how does Detroit inspire me and what makes me stay here? So, one thing that definitely inspires me about Detroit and makes me want to stay here is the world's recent interest in Detroit. So, like, because I'm in a wonderful creative community of people that have a lot of plugs and connections higher up, I get the exclusives on what's really happening in the city. And, like, the world really has their eye on Detroit right now. There's a lot of people and things coming to Detroit. Like, Bottega Veneta just had one of their shows in Detroit. Like, that's crazy. That's unheard of. But that just speaks to the volumes of what's happening in Detroit. So knowing where Detroit could be in the next 5 to 10 years definitely inspires me and kind of keeps me here. Because I want to be in my city when everyone else comes and then figures it out that, oh, Detroit really been that. Because Detroit has always been that. Everything that we need is already here. The world is just finally catching up. So that's definitely one thing that inspires me and keeps me here. Also, like, if you really think about it, like, in Michigan, period, Michigan is very quiet. So when you go to, like, a Atlanta or, like, a Houston, there's always traffic. There's always a bunch of parties and all that other stuff. And there's always a bunch of parties here, too. But, like, it's just always, those cities are so extremely lively. While, like, Michigan, period, and Detroit is relatively quiet. We don't have a lot of traffic. It's like, it's just not a bunch of stuff going on. Like, it's relatively quiet. And I really like that about Detroit. Also, like, we don't deal with many, if not any, natural disasters here in Detroit. So, like, there's no extreme, like, there's no hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, you know, things like that. Like, I don't want to lose my life to a tornado or a hurricane or, like, anything like that. And we don't ever get any of that. So I love that part of Detroit in Michigan, because I don't know how I would even fathom a natural disaster. And it's quiet. It's really nicely kept. Right now there's a little extra traffic because of the construction that is being done on the roads. But other than that, like, I'm fairly comfortable here. And I know where Detroit is going to be in a few years. So I'm fine with just being here and impacting my city. And hopefully, knowingly, that impact will go further than Detroit. But just this being my base, my home base, I'm fine with it. So yeah, that's what inspires me and keeps me in Detroit. Someone asked me, do I want to own my own brand one day, and what would it look like? I actually do want to own my own clothing brand one day, it'll be like a very minimal brand, but with nice pops of color. So like one thing that I don't like about Detroit fashion, like, is that we overbrand everything. Because Detroit is known for how gaudy we are. You know, we love the Gucci prints and the Fendi prints, and we love for everyone to know what we're wearing. That's the reality of it. But because our local designers kind of see this, they have a tendency to overbrand their clothing. And I just personally am not a fan of it in that regard, into how they do it. So my brand would be extremely minimal. My name for my brand probably won't even be visible. But it'll be very minimal, very high quality, nice, beautiful. Okay, y'all, it cut off again. I ran out of memory on my memory card, but yeah, it'll be very minimal, it'll be very minimal, but it'll have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pops of color. One thing that I learned in school, in architecture school, is that design should solve problems. And so I definitely will want my clothing brand to make putting outfits together far easier. And so yeah, that's kind of what my brand would look like. Very minimal, with beautiful, 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 beautiful pops of color, no over branding at all. And it's gonna solve problems. It's gonna make putting outfits together far easier. But that is a conversation for us to have in about 3 to 5 to 7 years. So we'll talk about it then. And I want y'all to remember this video when it finally comes out. Someone asked me, this is a great question, what is fashion to you? What is style to you? Fashion is literally the clothes. Style is how you put the clothes on. Fashion can be bought. Style cannot. So like, fashion is quite literally the clothes that you put on. Everybody has fashion. Every single person who puts clothes on has fashion, because fashion can be bought. Not every person who puts clothes on has style. I would consider myself to be a very stylish being myself. Maybe this sweater isn't the most stylish, even though I love it, but I have style. I have great style. I have impeccable style, and I know it looks good. Not everyone has that talent, and it truly is a talent. It's not something you're born with, and it's not something you can buy. Me and you can buy the same thing, but what will set us apart and what will show who has the true style is how you and I both style those items. So, simply put, you can buy style. I mean, you can buy fashion. You cannot buy style. You can buy fashion. Fashion, everybody has fashion. Fashion is literally just a clothes put on our backs. The style is how you put them clothes on your back. How you style those 2 fashion pieces, those 3, 5, 8 fashion pieces. That's style. Someone asked me, who are my top 3 fashion inspirations? I pull from everyone. If I see a fly person on Instagram or on Twitter or on whatever, I take info from them. I literally take info from everyone. I can't pinpoint anyone. Because if you start pinpointing from 1 or 2 or 3 people, like, you're gonna start looking exactly like them. And I don't want to look exactly like anyone. I want to look like Cedrick. And the only way I can look like me is if I take small pieces from everyone and then reinterpret it in a way that works for me. So I can't name 3 people because I don't know. Someone asked me what's my style when it comes to interior design. So right now, you can see my room a little portion of my room. But ignore that. Ignore that. Because once I get my house, I want everything to be white, gray, neutral. I was watching Jackie Aina always says this, but now that she has her own beautiful, beautiful, beautiful home, like, it just speaks to what she's been saying for years. She has always said, I want to be the color in my home. And that would literally be me. I want the home to be minimal in color. and design. I don't even want my house to look lived in. But I do want beautiful pops of color. Like, if I just had to reference what was here and ignore my backlight. See, everything is black and white here for the most part. But then you see like my wire balls that I made myself are colorful. And then like they're just small pops of color here. So like that's what I want my house to look like. I want everything to be black, white, cream. But then like every so often there's a nice pop of color there. So that would be my style for interior design. And I can also cue some pictures of some renderings that I did to kind of show what I would imagine my house kind of looking like. Like, not exactly like this because these were projects for like school, but like the style of it, the minimalism of it. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Someone asked me a great question and I'm ready to get into it because y'all be doing this. Y'all have a very musty way of doing your skincare routine and I hate it. Someone asked me what the proper time to put your durag on during your nighttime routine. Let me just say this. I'm gonna say this before I even answer the question. Oops, I almost deleted it. When you are doing your skincare, when you are washing your face, and when you are putting on your serums and your moisturizers and your toners, do not have your durag on. Do not have your durag on. Take it off. If your durag goes here and you're cleaning your face, you're missing all this forehead. Like, huh? No. Take it off. The best time to put your durag on during your nighttime routine, during your daytime routine, is after you're done with your skincare. Once your skincare is done, then you can put your durag on. But before then, do not put that durag on. Do not wash your face with your durag on. Y'all gonna piss me off. Do not wash your face with your durag on, and I'm not playing. Like I get very passionate and very serious about that topic because you see, y'all got me talking fast. I was trying to talk slow this whole video. Y'all got me worked up. Let me go to the next topic. Okay, a few more questions and I'll be done for real. But I'm gonna make these questions about me, like my final questions. Someone asked, do I have any new exciting projects? I have a lot of projects that I cannot talk about right now. So y'all will have to follow me on Instagram to get like the sneak peeks of everything. But I do vlog on this channel, so make sure you check out my vlogs. They will be in the vlogs, but I have a lot of exciting projects coming up. So just stay on the lookout. Stay on the lookout. Someone said, would you take $1 trillion or a 10-minute talk with God and explain why? I'm taking the $1 trillion because I talk to God every day. Ooh, my other light went out. We're gonna keep recording. I talk to God every day. So I don't need to, like, you don't have to offer me the ultimatum. It's not like I can't ever talk to God again if I take the $1 trillion. I'm gonna take the $1 trillion because me and him already talked. Me and him probably talked about the $1 trillion that's on the table. Like, I don't think that was a good question, I'm sorry. But I really do appreciate you because I was practically begging for questions. I love this question. Someone asked, do you feel like the city has influenced your style? And if so, what way? And then this will also lead me to answer another question. So, do I feel like the city, as in Detroit, has influenced my style? Yes, because Detroit people, black Detroit people, are very flashy. We are very flashy. We want you to know what we're wearing. And so that's why we like the Gucci prints and the Fendi prints and the big old Chanel bags. Like, I love it. Like, I love it down. Now, of course, as I get older, my style is becoming a bit more refined. So, like, I'm not doing as much of it. But, like, I love a Gucci print. I love a Fendi print. I love the big old bag. Like, this is, granted, I saw this on Rihanna, but, like, this is just so Detroit. Like, you don't get more Detroit than this. So yeah, Detroit has influenced my style by me wanting everyone to know what I'm wearing. It has influenced me to be gaudy and to be a little more flashy. But like that's just our culture. That's just who we are. People frown upon it, but I think it's fun. I just think it's fun. I love it. So that's definitely how it's influenced my style. I am gaudy because of Detroit. Then someone asked me, why do you think, hold on, I want to get the exact question. Someone asked, why do you think it'd be a hard time for people to buy from small businesses instead of big ones? So this kind of goes back to my previous answer, that people love for everyone to know what they're wearing. But here's the thing, so like, if you purchase from a small business, not everyone really is gonna know, you know, like what it is. Whereas if you buy something with like a Gucci print or like a Fendi print all over it, we obviously know like what that is. And a big portion of fashion is a communication to others of who you are and who you are not. And so when you wear like larger brands or brands that people know are expensive, you're communicating to them, in most cases, I have enough money to purchase from this brand. And so I do think that's a major part of it. People, you know, really want to, they want others to know what they're wearing. So they won't really know if you're wearing something from a smaller brand. So my way to combat this for small designers is to, like I said earlier in the video when I was talking about design, design should solve problems. So if you're a handbag company and you're making the same bag Chanel is making, but you're putting your logo on it, people are just gonna go get the Chanel, because if they wear Chanel, people know what ticket they paid for that Chanel, right? If it's accessible to them. So my way to combat that is to solve a problem. What doesn't the fashion industry have or have a lot of? And then from there, you know what to start designing or making. So that way, when people see your item, they know it's your item. And also, it's something that isn't as common, so more people are drawn to it. I think a lot, and maybe this is just in Detroit or locally, but what I see from a lot of brands right now is you're literally recreating something that was already done. You're not really reinterpreting it. You're taking their idea and just slapping your name on it. That's not going to get you where you want. People are just going to go buy the real thing because they want people to know, you know, what they're wearing. Solve a problem. Figure out what the industry is lacking and fill that gap. So that's my advice. That's my honest advice. It's truth. Okay, someone asked me, where do I see myself in 3 years? And then I believe I saw a question of someone asked me, where do I see myself in 10 years? In 3 years, I'll be moved out of my parents' home. I'll be making a really, really, really good amount of money that'll be able to fund my lifestyle comfortably. I'll be working in my desired field, so doing creative director work that's extremely fulfilling. And I'll be so fly, like nobody can ever deny it. I mean, you can't deny it now, but like then it's really gonna be stamped. Like, do you know Cederick Campbell? Yeah, he's the flyest nigga walking like. So I definitely would have like stamped my like imprint in the fashion scene and just being notable for dressing really nice. All my life just going out. Oh my gosh, I don't hear it in this video. Yeah, I'll be an icon, and in 10 years, I want to have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful large home. I want to drive a Benz. I'm going to drive a Benz. I'll have a beautiful home and I'll drive a Benz. That has always been my dream car. So I'll drive a Benz. I'll definitely be in the high fashion industry, creative directing, whether that be my own brand or someone else's brand. A brand that really speaks to me and speaks to who I am as a person and how I dress. And furthermore, I'll be an icon. I'm already an icon. I'm definitely going to be an icon. So I done answered about 11 questions. I'm tired. Oh, this light done died. This light done died. My backlight done died. The only light that's still here is this my selfie ring light because it's still plugged. It's plugged in. The other lights are battery operated, rechargeable. So I'm gonna close the video out here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are on any of these topics in the comments. Let's have some fun but respectful conversations in the comments. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.